Okay, so we're gonna keep working from our split squat and working on our high step passing. So remember, there's a couple different ways we can get here. So it can be through like an open guard position right here. So where I'm gonna step in, usually if I wanna open from here, I wanna step across first to start pinning this hamstring, and then I'm gonna start sliding across to this side here to get to my split squat. Or we can start from, a lot of times I like to get here through a half guard. So if I'm here in half guard, he's got a knee shield. I'm having a hard time breaking through this knee shield. I'm trying to switch through for pit stop. I can't switch through. So I'll frame on him and pop this knee through. So at least I'm threatening his guard a little bit more than just having my knee on the mat. So remember, we want to make sure we have 2 knees off of the mat and 2 feet on the mat, right? So I don't want my knee driven through like this. It's really easy for him to kick through, start wrestling up behind me. I want to be postured back here, and I want my shoulders facing his shoulders here, okay? So what we're gonna work into is just gonna be our high step position. So out of this, normally what I would want is I wanna pull this through, get to my underhook, and then just knee cut, just basic knee cut through here. What we're gonna do instead, since we can't get past this knee shield, is I'm gonna frame into Ian's shoulder with my outside hand. So I'm gonna take my thumb right into his armpit right here, and I'm gonna frame at the ankle right here. You guys can also make a cuff grip on the pants, and I'm gonna rotate in, and I'm gonna start pinching my legs right here, okay? So all I wanna do from this position is pinch my legs above Ian's knee right here, keep this leg from circling over my head here, and I wanna make sure that I keep his shoulder pinned right here. It doesn't have to be pinned on the mat, but I don't want him to turn onto his side right here, right? So we're in here, and what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna work on maintenance. So from this position, Ian's gonna try to recover his guard or sweep me from here, and I just want you guys kind of holding this position. Go ahead and try. We're just gonna hold, right? Eventually, at some point, he probably will recover, or he probably will knock you off balance or something like that, and that's okay at that point. I just want you guys just resetting from there. So again, we're here. We're into our split squat position. I frame at the shoulder, frame at the ankle right here. Sometimes I may not be able to get a good cuff grip here, so framing at the ankle is okay. I'm stepping in, pinching my legs right here, okay? If his knee gets through, so if he gets his knee through, he recovers. So I need to make sure that I'm pinching really tight right here, and I'm here, right? I don't want to be super squatted down. I don't want to be super straight up. It's good athletic stance right here. He's going to be start trying to move. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Boom. And once he knocks me, then we'll just reset, okay? Questions on that? Okay, let's try it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Again, remember, 2 knees off of the mat, 2 feet on the mat every time when we're in here. Now, I'm looking to get my thumb post into the shoulder, post into the ankle, and now look, I rotate my entire body face here. Oh, lost it. Okay. Now that we're here, right? Now we're gonna start going into our high steps. So we wanna play with a little bit of maintenance here, right? So I want Ian to struggle a little bit here, right? So as he's trying to recover, I'm holding, and when I feel the timing is right, I'm gonna drop my knee onto his belly right here, and I'm gonna lean all my weight onto this left hand that's in his shoulder right here. This is gonna enable me to lift this leg up and out. I'm back stepping out of right here, okay? Once I back step out, the first thing that I wanna do is weave this hand from the ankle inside of his hip, and I wanna slide down right here, right? So the entire passing sequence here is me facing his hips here, pretty much, right? So I end facing his hips, and I pass facing his hips. I'm blocking with this here, because if I stay over here, he's gonna be able to get that knee inside pretty easily, right? So I wanna make sure that I'm staying here. So now that when he starts hipping out, right, this hand blocks his hip in here, okay? So again, let's turn it this way here. Okay, so I get into my split squat, thumb post, control the ankle, I'm pinching here, right? So I'm dropping here, and remember when we do this, I'm not gonna be able to like kick around his leg. His leg is longer than mine from this position, so if I try to kick around and he stretches his leg out, it's gonna be hard for me to get it, right? But if I lift it straight up, I can get it out, right? So I'm taking my knee to the ceiling and I'm stepping over. Like imagine like there's a hurdle. You're back stepping over a hurdle right there. We go through here, pummel, slide through. And from here, once you guys secure your pass, this is just like a position, securing position right here. This is not a place where we have very many attacks. So don't rush to start just going up to your cross face here. What we want to do here is I want to take this hand from the hip, pummel it across the lap right here, right? So now when he starts trying to turn in towards me, it's pretty tough. And now I can find myself up there, okay? Let's go here one more time. Let's actually go this way here. Okay, so split squat. Well, we get control. I step in. He's moving around a little bit here. When I feel ready, step out. Finish. Okay? Questions on that? Okay. Make sure when you guys do this every time, get to your pinch position and hold that for a second. So don't rush through this. We're doing this the last couple days, and a lot of people were just going straight to this here. Okay, we're losing a lot of control there, and we want to make sure that we're good enough at maintaining that pinch position enough so that they start struggling. When they start struggling, they start opening up the passes for us, right? So I want to make sure that I'm getting to here, and he's moving around a little bit, and then I can time that pass. Okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we get into our split squat. We get to our pinch. We're here, right? So now let's say that as I go for my back step, so the back step is gonna be like one that's like happens quick, right? So we're here, and maybe I surprise him. Boom, I'm able to hit my back step. Right? As I go for my back step, his leg follows me high, right? I can't get this out. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate my toes away from me, and I'm gonna pummel inside through here. Once I pummel through, I don't wanna just touch my foot to the ground. I wanna pummel, catch his thigh, and drive across. So now when he tries to recover, this is right here, okay? My foot is blocking his hip, right? I'm not in just like a typical knee on belly right here. My foot is out and away blocking his hip right here, and we're taking our pass right here, okay? From here, we've got 5, right? We've got 3 for the pass, 2 for the knee on belly, and then from here, it's a pretty easy thing to catch my underhook, drop my knee, hip switch, and get to mount right here, okay? So again, let's go this way. Okay, so we can see from this side. So I'm in, I get to my pinch, I'm here, right? So I drop and I try to high step, but he follows. This foot stays up, it doesn't come back down. It just pummels in front here, okay? And we need to be able to keep that balance, right? So if we're not shifting our weight properly, we're not gonna be able to keep our base up like that. So if we're trying to do this from here, I'm gonna have to sit back down to try to pummel again. It's not gonna work that way. I need to kind of play in here. I need to like high step, he blocks that. Maybe I come through here, maybe he blocks this somehow. He like, boom, I go back to my high step, right? It has to be a lot of with playing with only on one foot right there, getting to here, okay? So one more time, split, we're framing, turning, we're playing with our pinch a little bit. He's trying to recover a little bit, right? I drop through, I try to get out, but he's got a high leg, so I just pummel in front of his hips and get to here, okay? This also works if his legs are locked. So let's say that we're here and his legs are locked and I couldn't get them unlocked. I'm trying to step out, but I can't. I can't get free, but I can slip this through here and drop into there, okay? Make sense? So all we're doing is rotating the heel. We're pretty much just taking our heel to our own knee right here. Heel comes to our knee, and then it pummels through. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One issue that we'll run into is gonna be this far arm post. So once I'm already in here, if he's able to get his arm back behind mine and get inside of my elbow, he'll be able to start clearing me out and again start attacking the legs here. So a fix that I'll make here, and sometimes I'll go right to this, but usually for me, I'll start with the thumb post, and then if he starts weaving his hand back behind, I'm gonna weave my hand through, and I'm gonna start putting pressure with my forearm and my wrist instead. So I'm through here, he starts going here. So I've already lost connection here with this, right? So I'm not gonna keep pressing with this. Now I'm just gonna weave my hand back through right here, and I'm gonna start opening this elbow here, okay? So now, when he tries to turn towards me again or get behind me, I'm putting a ton of pressure in right here, okay? Now from here, we can step back or we can pummel through, right? And because we're down a little bit lower, we're putting more weight in the shoulder, but we have less mobility with our leg to come up. So sometimes you may need to, from here, like if I'm in here and I'm trying my high step but it doesn't work, I may need to go back to this for a second, right? And we may have to play back and forth between this for a little bit, right? He may weave his hand back behind and I may get in here, right? And I'm trying to press, it's not working. So I go back to this and he gets back to it and I gotta break it back down again until I can get this leg out right here, okay? So it's gonna be a constant battle of trying to make sure that that shoulder stays pinned, or at least like it's got to stay like outside of a 45 right here. I don't want him here, and I for sure don't want him here, right? So I'm just trying to keep him over as flat as possible here. So I'm into this. Yeah, I'm trying to hold here. He starts pushing me forward. I weave through, right? You see how I drop him all the way down. I bring my elbow to his shoulder, and my knee drops in here. So I go away from my pinch. I can't do my pinch from this position. So I drop my knee, and I'm here. Now we look for the back step, or I bring myself back up and I hit my back step here and finish there. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so just make sure we understand that the pressure is here, right? So I'm not posting on the mat. If I'm posting on the mat, pressure is now on the mat. I'm just using like this part of my wrist here, and I'm just pressing into him, right? So now, just with this control, when he tries to turn towards me here, try to turn towards me, there's no chance of him doing it. That's the only thing I'm controlling right here, okay? That elbow has to be up into the shoulder. If the elbow's out over here anywhere, it's not gonna work. Hand below the shoulder, elbow above the shoulder, and we got him pinned there. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.